Welcome to A Year in the Bible with Daily Grace. The Bible tells one big story of redemption, and we want to spend 5 minutes every day journeying through the Bible from start to finish and exploring how all of it points to Jesus.
Hi friends, welcome back to A Year in the Bible with Daily Grace. My name is Shelby Turner. I'm one of your hosts for this podcast, and today we are continuing to read through the book of Matthew. Chapters 7 through 9 cover a lot of good stuff, and I can't wait to get into it with you. Chapter 7 is the conclusion of the Sermon on the Mount that began in chapter 5. Jesus talks about judging others, prayer, and the golden rule, and then his tone changes quite a bit. He ends the sermon by asking one question in 3 different ways. The question is, are you for me or are you against me? Those with Jesus will be like a tree bearing good fruit. They will enter the kingdom of heaven, and their foundation will be secure through the storms of life. It was a thought-provoking challenge to those listening, and it should be to us too as we're reading it. And then Jesus begins to minister in a different way. Chapters 8 and 9 are all about Jesus working miraculously in the lives of broken, sick, and the demon-possessed people that he encounters. These aren't just miracles. This is Jesus showing us what the world looks like when he is in control. In this section, Jesus does 9 miracles. 1, he heals a leper. 2, he heals the centurion's servant. 3, he heals Peter's mother-in-law and many others sick and demon-possessed. Then, Matthew interjects the miracles to remind us of the cost of following Jesus. Following Jesus is more than just riding this wave of miracles. Jesus was after hearts. The miracles pointed to his goodness and his trustworthiness, even when he led them to homelessness and commitment to him that was even above commitment to our family members. Then there's 3 more miracles. Jesus calms the storm. That was number 4. 5, Jesus heals 2 men with demons. And 6, Jesus heals a paralytic. And then after those 3 miracles is another interjection to remind us that it's not all about the miracles. Following Jesus really is about a commitment to follow him. It's about life change. And we see that when he calls Matthew to be one of his disciples. And then he reminds the Pharisees that following him is not keeping rules, but is about entering into a relationship with his steadfast love. Finally, we get to the last 3 miracles. Number 7 is that he heals the woman with the issue of blood and restores life to a little girl who has died. 8 is he heals 2 blind men. And the 9th miracle in this section is that he heals a mute man. Matthew so carefully crafted these chapters to show us Jesus as a whole, compassionate, yet unafraid to convict sinners of their sin. Healer, yet wanting so much more than just physical healing for those he encountered. Bringing heaven to earth, yet constantly reminding his followers that earth was not their home. When we read these chapters, we have to hold both the wonders of Jesus' miracles and also the somber call of committing to him in balance. Jesus wants both healing for us and commitment from us. Thank you so much for joining us today. Be sure to follow along on our Instagram pages at The Daily Grace Podcast and at The Daily Grace Co. And check out our website, thedailygraceco.com, for all kinds of resources to help you dive deeper into God's Word. On the website, you can find our Story of Redemption study to accompany this podcast, as well as Story of Redemption journals that have dedicated journaling space for every chapter of the Bible. You can always find resources to accompany the podcast at dailygracepodcast.com. If you enjoyed today's episode and you're excited to join us again tomorrow, would you take just a minute and leave us a rating or review on iTunes? That helps more people to find our show. Thank you so much, and we look forward to chatting with you again tomorrow.